Ptsui Israel, Be'ezrat Hashem, among them to my parents-in-law, Meir ben Rachel and Chana bat Sarah, and my sister Liora bat Banafshe Juliet. One of the greatest Rabbanim that we had in the time of the Gemara, a Tana. His name was Reb Nachum, but everyone called him Reb Nachum Ish Gamzu. Gamzu, this is also. Imagine someone, his name is Nachum, he is the man of this is also. What it means. Nachum, everything that he had in life, every event that he saw in his life, he always said, Gamzu letova. This is also for a good reason. It looks bad. It looks like, something is going to happen. It's okay. God is the greatest. God is the source of goodness. It is impossible that from God something bad will come. So because he used to say that all the time, they called him Nachum Ish Gamzu. One time, the Jews wanted to send a present to the Caesar. We're talking about the time of Roman, and in order to appease the king, they used to collect money and bring it as a present to the king. No, who's gonna go there? After all, this is a long trip. We didn't have Elul or Pan America or God knows what. You had your own car that you used to go, and to take a ship. Who knows what will happen on the road? Who knows when you come to the Caesar if he will like the present, and if not, he will see that as an insult is not enough, and he will just do chop his head. They decided that Nachum Ish Gamzu, he will go. After all, anything bad that he will see, he will not be afraid of, and he will not be discouraged, and he will say, Gamzu letova. Okay, very good. They brought a nice box, they made it nicely, put all the golden coins inside, and bechavod, see you be'ezrat Hashem when you come back. Nachum Ish Gamzu made the Tefilat HaDerech and start his journey. Okay. Night arrived. He found a motel somewhere, and he went there. The owner of the motel knew who is Rabbi Nachum. No, bechavod, I give you the suite, everything that you want, it's for you. And by the way, what do you have in this box? And Rabbi Nachum said to him, I have here golden coins, I have precious stones, diamonds, everything is a present for the Caesar. Oh, very nice, very nice, very nice, bravo. He gave him the best suite in his motel. Okay. Nachum went to sleep, Shema Yisrael, studying. In the middle of the night, the owner of this motel, slowly, tip, 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 opened the door, took out the box, and Reb Nachum is sleeping. Went down, took everything there, filled it up with the ground, with the sand that he had in his backyard, and tip, 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 brought it nicely into the room like nothing happened. In the morning, Nachum get up, put tefillin, The owner blessed him. May God will make your travel successful. I'll see you when you come back. I'll see you. Okay. He arrived to the palace of the king. Yes, I'm coming all the way from Judea, from Israel. We, the people of Judea, want to show our appreciation, our loyalty to the Caesar. We brought a nice chimidan here, a nice box, as a present to the king. Bechavod. Ta-ta-ta-tam, ta-tam. Reb Nachum Ish Gamzu from Judea. Pazhalsta, come. Bechavod. What do you have? I have a present from Eretz Israel for your honor. Please open it. He opened the box. Holy dust, ground, stones. You came all the way to insult me? You bring me ground? I don't have enough in my country, in Rome. Please kill him. No, please, just kill him. At this moment, the Gemara said to us, Eliyahu Navi came as one of the advisors of the king, and he said, Your Honor, you know, this is coming from Judea, from Eretz Israel. This is a special ground. This is not regular dust or sand that we have here. What's so special about it? You remember the story of Avraham when he went to fight millions of soldiers of Nimrod? And he didn't have atomic bomb, he didn't have Uzis, he didn't have nothing. He just took from the ground and whoops, throw it on the soldiers, and a miracle happened. And this becomes spears, become arrows, become atomic bombs, and he killed all of them. Maybe this has the same power. You know what? Please send this box to the soldiers that's surrounding this little city that's for years we're trying to conquer it, and let's see what will happen. In the meantime, keep him here, treat him nice. Let's see what will happen. Okay? They went. 48 hours later they came. Whoa!
What a meeting.
We killed all of them. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. He said, please fill up this box with gold and precious stones and diamonds and everything, and give it to the people of Judea for their loyalty to me. On the way back, the owner of the motel there was surprised to see him. Oh, Mr. Rabbi Nachum, Shishmam Rushan, what happened? Everything is okay? Oh, don't ask. I don't know what happened, but inside the box was ground, and the king liked it so much, he filled it up with precious stones and everything. Very good, very good. You stay for the night, use the same suite. Ciao bambino, go home. The next day, he took a truck, filled it up, he destroyed the whole motel. He said, the more chak, the more dust, the more sand, the more ground I will have more and more and more and more. He came with all of this to the palace. I am coming from Judea. I brought to the king from the same ground as the previous rabbi brought here. Okay? He brought it, and the king right away smelled that this is a scam, and he said to him, you know what, kill him and everyone else that came with him. This is Nahum Ish Gamzu. So many times things happen in our life that we really don't understand what's happening. After all, the very, very main question that we have to ask ourselves every day, all the time, why I am here? Why I am here? Our Chachamim said to us that the story of Nahum Ish Gamzu, this is a mashal for our neshama. Nahum, Reb Nahum, a Tana. It's not a regular chief rabbi. Tana is one of the greatest rabbanim that we used to have at that time. And every neshama is sent to this world for a mission. Every one of us did not come here for kaif kunim. No, we didn't come here. Because in heaven, the pleasure that we had there, it's way beyond our understanding. So, while the neshama is in the womb of the mother, as we all know, a malach is teaching us the whole Torah. We all knew the Torah better than Arav Ovadia Yosef, Arav Chaim Kanievsky, all the Rabbanim all together. Why? We had the best teacher, an angel. What happened? Where it's written, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Oh, this I know, the very first sentence. What is the third sentence? I don't remember. How can we forget everything? 9 months. We learned and we knew everything. Some people, when they see a pregnant woman, they stand up. Why? Because when you see a Talmid Chacham enter to the room, everyone stand up for him. It's not for him, it's for the Torah that he has. Why we don't stand for a pregnant woman? Because this is a Talmid Chacham temporary. Because just before he comes out, the Malach touched this point above the lips, and at this point you forget everything. So why for 9 months you learned everything? Bracha levatala? Good for nothing? No. Because to give us reward, to relearn the whole thing once again. To learn everything once again. And therefore, before the Malach touch our point here, this is why we have it a little bit kind of going inside. The Malach swear us. Remember, you are Tzadik. You stay Tzadik till the time that you have to bring your neshama back. And the Gemara said to us that this Malach said to him, everyone will tell you are a Tzadik. Don't think manam kemanam. No, in your eyes, you will think that you are the most Rasha that's ever created. Remember, you got neshama tehora, a pure neshama. Every one of us, our neshama comes from under the chair of God. the purest possible neshama that we could have. And then the malach said to him, make sure you got a nice neshama, pure neshama, return it pure. Swear. And the neshama swear, and in a few seconds, meh, 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 a baby come crying, and this is the beginning story of our life. But of course, any one of us remember that we swore that we will be tzaddik? I didn't swear. You swore! I don't remember. You don't remember, this is something else, Alzheimer. But you swore. And there is a story about this guy who came to the Rebbe for Erev Rosh Hashanah to get blessing. Okay, very good, very good. During the tefillah, we sang, Chatanu Avinu Pashanu, and also we sang, Shelo Nishba Lemirma, that you didn't swear falsely. And when the rabbi said that, he started crying. And this guy said, what is it, Hollywood? The rabbi is swearing for nonsense. He's playing. So many times we see a rabbi all of a sudden start crying in the middle of the tefillah. Some of us understand, he goes in deeply into the tefillah, and some of us saying, Hollywood, again, he's playing it. He just wants to emotionally involve everyone. At the end of the tefillah, everyone comes, Chag Sameach, Skul Shanim Rabot. When he came, the Rebbe said to him, I know what you thought when you saw me, that I'm doing what I did, crying. But I want you to know, you, I, and all the congregants, we swore that we will never forget what we studied. We swore that we are going to stay tzaddikim till the last breath of our life. Unfortunately, time after time, we forget it. Time after time, the Satan show us pictures of, as we say, kaif kunim. Enjoy it. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? Tomorrow we will be old. Today I'm young. Tomorrow I will do teshuvah. Tomorrow I will study. Tomorrow when I don't have kovad, when I don't have power, when I don't have strength, then I will see it and start. Now, let me enjoy it. The Satan said it to us. And unfortunately, we always listen to the Satan. We always listen to the Yetzer Hara. There is a story, mashal, or real story, in Europe, in one of the towns in Poland. They used to have tabak. Someone who was able to buy a little box of tabak used to come to everyone, bechavod, and everyone take, bah, 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 and if he sneezes, bah, 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 everyone will say, Chazak Baruch. No? Yofi. It was a guy there that badbacht, not so smart, not so successful, and his name was Avraham. But everyone called him Avraham Tzadik. What do you mean Tzadik? Avraham, but 20 in Yiddish, it's 20. Why they call him Avraham 20? Because he knew how to count till 20. Till 1, 2, 3, 4, finish. 20, 20, finish. 21, he didn't know how to count. Avraham 20. One day in the Kenisa, this guy goes with tabak, tak, 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 and he skipped Avraham. He didn't pay attention to him. Avraham. He got so upset. So upset. For the next 3-4 days, people didn't see Avraham 20 in the Kenisa. Where is he? People start being worried. After all, he's not 100% there. 4 days later, he comes. Shacharit. Avraham, oh, where have you been? And he said, hold his fingers like this, and he said, wait. Alenu leshabach, finish. Avraham, where did you go? I went to Warsaw. It's like going from here to California, I'm exaggerating, to Texas, and coming back. What business you had to do there? A business? You see? I have tobacco. I went and I bought a little bit tobacco and I brought it back to show this guy that I don't need his tobacco. I have my own tobacco. And for days he used to go like this. Didn't open his fingers so the tobacco will not disappear. Everyone, of course, laughed at him. Tivone, stupid. For this, you go, at least buy a whole box. Just a little bit this. The story came to the Chafetz Chaim. And everyone, Rabbi, you know, Avraham Tzadik. He went and they told him the story. And the Chafetz Chaim did not even smile. Rabbi, did you understand? He said, before you're making fun of him, remember, after 120 years that your neshama was here, you come up to heaven, and they will ask you, what did you bring from there? And what are you going to say? I brought a little bit tobacco. I just brought a little bit modani, a little bit baruch atah she'akol niya bidvaro. This is all what I brought. Then they will laugh at you because the mission did not accomplish. You failed the mission. You promised to be tzaddik. You promised to study Torah. You promised to come not with a little bit of tobacco, with a lot of Torah and mitzvot. And my friends, we have to think about it tomorrow. What we are going to bring to heaven. What are we going to show God that we did here with the neshama that He gave us? Be'ezrat Hashem, we have to understand that pleasure, the most pleasure time that we have here, as a matter of fact, try to imagine your life. You know, we had all kind of occasions that we enjoyed our life. Remember the very first time that you become a papa, a father? Wow, my own son. You hold him, you know, in the hospital there. What kind of joy you had. The time that you maybe celebrate the haircut of your son, or the wedding. Choda Bashok, I raised him to be his own person now. to build his own life. All these moments of joy, it is only for moments. Because right after that, life goes on. So imagine, you try this moment, copy paste, you make it 1 hour, you make it 24 hours, you make it 120 years. That's all your life. You just go with smiley face. Ah, what a beauty, what a nachat I have. Ah. And multiply it by all the people in your generation, 8 billion people. So imagine what kind of pleasure is that. It's not enough. Make it to be counted as all the people from day one till day last. This is such a great joy. Our Chachamim said to us, all this joy, it's not even equal to a split of a second of joy in Olam Haba. It's hard for us to understand. We're wasting 2 hours watching a movie, actions, love, whatever. It's nothing. As a matter of fact, we just killed 2-3 hours from our life. The Satan makes it even better. They're making serious of a movie. It's not enough 1 hour. Come every night, come 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. And some of us, when they see, I don't know, episode 1 or season 1, season 2, season 3, I must see it all in one night. You killed 26 hours, just one shot. Tomorrow I will pray. Tomorrow you're so tired, you chas v'chalila, you dead. This is our life, because the Satan doesn't let us do our job. He was created by God, and he's doing his job. We're getting reward by defeating him. And it's hard. It's very hard. Nevertheless, when we will do the harakat, the barakat will come from heaven. I do the hishtadlut, my effort. If I cannot defeat the Yetzer Hara, our Chachamim said to us, go to Bet Midrash, because he hates Bet Midrash. He doesn't like to come to Bet Midrash, because he cannot be successful there. And by the way, I urge you to come to our Shurim, because we learn that whatever you learn in Bet Midrash, the reward is 5 times more. You're coming for 1 hour, in heaven they're writing 5 hours of Torah. Wow. We don't have patience to stay more than 1 hour. 5 hours, but in heaven they're writing it. And if you're happy, it's 1,000 times more. We spoke about it, that I can turn 1 hour to millions of hours of Torah. Millions of Torah. I invested 1 hour, I get millions of hours worth reward in Olam Haba. Why not? Why not? Rabbi, you know, Torah is only for people with beard, you know. My father used to be a rabbi. Unfortunately, I'm not. Why not? Why not? This is the time. Chodesh Elul. This is the time to wake up. But Rabbi, you know, Baruch Hashem, I'm already 50, 60, 80 years old. Every year, I promise I will be good. Yom Kippur finished. Aleinu leshabeach of Arvit. I run to the TV to see what Netflix or Amazon or iPhone or BuyPhone, whatever they're offering. Last week, last Shabbat, we learned in Parashat HaShavua, כי תצא למלחמה על אויביך ונתנו השם אלוקיך בידיך. The Torah tells us, if you go to a war against your enemies, God will give him to you. Excuse me, we're talking about enemies, plural, many. You're going to give me only one enemy? No. The Torah doesn't talk about going to war, real war. The Torah talks about us once you decide to go to a war against Yetzer Hara. And Yetzer Hara has 7 names. 7 names. He is coming to us in all kind of ways. He doesn't come to us as in one way, because some people need to influence them different way. A Yetzer Hara will come to a Tzadik with a harder way to convince him to do something, while to other person, he just sitting, let's go, kaif konim, and that's it. To each one of us is coming in different way. But God says, you do the harakat. Ki tetzeh lamilchama. Decide that I'm not going to let him win. I am going to fight him. You're going to do that? As taidel from the bottom of your heart? I will help you. I will give it to you on a silver plate, to the point that it will never bother you again. This is what we have to do. Yes, life is good. God, Baruch Hashem, gave us this life to enjoy it, to be happy. God is very upset if we are not happy. You know, American thinking that they invented this, be happy, ta-ra. It's our own invention. God said to us all the time, Ve'ayita ach sameach, be happy. But be happy with style. Don't be like, you know, those people in good for nothing, happy doing nothing. Enjoy life. Do things with a smile. God said to you, come to Bet Knesset to pray. Pray with happiness. Baruch Hashem, I can see God every moment that I need. I don't need to make up. You need to see Biden, okay? You need to make appointment. Who wants to see him? Doesn't matter right now. But to see a king, it takes weeks. I want to talk to God direct. 1-800 dial God, and I'm talking to him. Choda, I need. Please, give me. Give me. Give me. 3 times a day, I come to God and I say, give me, 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 give me. What we saying? Give me aval. Give me salamati. Give me briut. Give me money. Give me, give me, give me. And God said, Janam, you know what? I'll give it to you. As much as you want. But be nice. Respect each other. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Put tefillin. Help others. Put tzedakah. You know, Baruch Hashem, you have Kenisa. Kenisa need money. It doesn't live from the air. Donate. Oy, oy, oy. People donate money. You know, now in Selichot, we're saying, Nadarnu velo shilamnu. We promise. And come tomorrow, please. Okay, send me an invoice.
Yes.
The gabbai come and you today, tomorrow. Nadarnu, we promise. Velo shilamnu. The worst thing that a person can do. The worst thing that a person can do. When we go to party, wedding and stuff like that, right away we do calculation. We know exactly how much it cost him. We know exactly how much he paid, including the music, including the rabbi. The rabbi never get paid. Everything, and we say, okay, per person we're gonna pay $250, $300, whatever is the amount. And God forbid if we will not bring the money on that evening.
No.
We don't have face the next day to see that person. But when we offer tzedakah, when we offer to pay, it's okay. Come tomorrow, send me a bill. It's so important that we will be able to use the facility that we have. For example, right now in the Knesset now, and I'm not doing advertising for anyone, I don't get money for that, but common sense. At home, you turn every light unused off. Why? Because we pay money for that. In the Knesset, it's okay. The whole light can be there forever. I don't need to pay. Someone else will pay. Coffee, water, other things, cost money. This is something that you can do, harakat. Say, God, you know what? I'm so happy to be part of this community. The community is part of Am Yisrael. I maybe don't have enough sechel to sit and study Daf Yomi. But when I come to Bet Knesset, I support the Bet Knesset. Everything that they study in the Bet Knesset comes on my account. I get reward for that. So why delay it? Why we have again and again and again during Slichot to say, Nadarnu velo shilamnu. Ka'asnu, we got angry. Why you get angry? Because he's talking in the tefillah, and what you do? You screaming, you disrupt the whole thing. Ka'asnu, we got angry at home. Why? Why? Oh, you don't know my wife. I don't know your wife. You don't know my wife. Why we have to raise our voices? Why we cannot use common sense to understand each other? Our problem is communication. We have all the channels to help us. We have the phone, we have parties that we can sit to it. People, and I love it. People don't want to come to a party when everyone sits separate. Separate? If the party, people sitting separate, I don't want to be part of that. I want to sit next to my wife. All your life, you try to be away from her. Only when you have a party, you want to sit there? Why? I want to ruin the party of that person. Because he forced me to be a religion. Think of that, how stupid is that? Who does it? Who does it? The Yetzer Hara. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. When you hear such a thing, just tell the Yetzer Hara, you do your job. God told you to try to fail me. Don't bother me when I do what God asked me to do. I don't bother you, don't bother me. And you will see. The Yetzer Hara goes, Rabbi, I cannot wake up early to Slichot. Once a year, for 40 days, we're trying to wake up 1 hour early. Oh, it's so hard. I cannot do that. Anyway, you go to pray 7 o'clock. Slichot will start 6 o'clock. What it means 5 minutes earlier you wake up. If you had to do business, you would wake up 2 hours early. But this is a business. This is a business of your life. This is a business that after 120 years, you will be so happy that you come to Kenisa 1 hour early. And I'm telling you, I'm talking to myself too. I'm part of human being also. It is hard, but you know what? Everything that's hard to do, the reward is 100 times more. We don't do things because of reward, but it is good to know that, you know what, I invest and I get good reward from that. Be'ezat Hashem, Be'ezat Hashem. How the Yetzer Hara work on us? It says, "V'ra'ita b'shivya eshet yefat toar." You go to a war, real war, and you see a nice girl, and you want her. What do you mean you want her? Drink cold water and finish. I want her. What the Torah said to us? Take her. Excuse me, what do you mean take her? Just to begin with, I want you to understand who goes to war. In ancient time, when they wanted to go to a war, the leaders, the king, would command every tribe to give certain amount of people as soldiers. 10,000, 20,000 from each tribe. And just before they go to the real war, remember on those times, the more people you have, more chances you have to win. It is not today that you need only one person who knows which button to press and you win the war. You need a mass, millions of people. They ask, who just opened a business and it's in the first year? You see 20, 30,000 people going, they just opened Badbach, they just opened their business. Who just got married in the first year? Go enjoy it with your wife. And they give all kind of things, and slowly, people going and going. And the last thing is, who is afraid to go to war? You know, we all are heroes. When we see the movies, ta-ta-ta-ta-tam on the movies, it's so good. I'm gonna be one of them. But when you're in real war, and I was in a real war, it is not so macho, especially when the smell of the dead people coming. It's really very scary. Who is afraid to go to war? Because he has averot in his hand. What kind of averot we talking about? How many times in your life it's happened to you? You put tefillin, Baruch atah la'aniach tefillin, and ta, and all of a sudden someone come, good morning, Navzet. Oh, Baruch Hashem Navz. You talk before you put the head on. We are not allowed to do that. People, because of that, talking between the hand and the head, were afraid to go to war because maybe, because of this sin, they will not come back. So they left. So who stayed? Who stayed? Only chief rabbis. How many chief rabbis we have? 1, 2, 3. They're going to win the war? Yes. Avraham Avinu with Eliezer. 2 people against millions. They won. With the dust, they throw it, as I said it in the beginning. These tzaddikim, righteous people going to war, and all of a sudden, Shishmam Rushan, the eyes are open, and I see women. I want them. Excuse me, how is it possible? You tzaddik, how is it possible? The Torah said to us, "V'ra'ita b'shivya eshet yefat toar." A beautiful lady, you see. I want her. I tell you something that our Chachamim said. As long as you are in yeshiva, as long as you are in the four walls of the Bet Midrash, it protects you. The moment that our children, that us leaving the yeshiva, we're going to the open world, our eyes open. Our eyes open, our heart desire. Everything I want. And sometimes we used to say that a thorn in the desert is like a rose. A thorn, chick, ugly things. But in the desert, when you have nothing, it is like a rose. You want anything, everything. You have no protection of Torah and mitzvot. This is what will happen. And the Torah said, if I don't give you permission, you do that anyway. People say, it is so hard to do mitzvot. You don't know what is hard and what is not. God knows. God created you. And God said, here, if you go to war, and we always think a war is 6-day war. Why? Because the war in 1967, 6-day war, which was actually 3 days war, and the rest of it just need the people the enemy to sign that they're surrounding. This happened only once in 6,000 years. War usually takes months, years. And sometimes, when you're far away from your family, your eyes want. And the Satan said, why not? Take it. And what will happen? The result will be, you will hate her. What will happen as a result? You will have ben sorer umoreh. You will have a child that will go against you. A child that will milk every cent that you have. Why? Because he wants kaifkunim. He wants ala esh, shashlik every day. If you don't give me, I'll steal every penny that you have. And when you don't have, I will become a mafioso. I will go and rob people. And at the end, what will happen? If someone will not want to give me, I will kill him. The Torah said, ben sorer umoreh, when you have a child that doesn't listen to the voice of the father and the mother, you take him to the court. You take him to Bedin. And the Bedin will stone him. Excuse me, he's a child. He's a child. Give him a chance. No chance. Because if you give him a chance, tomorrow he will be a mafioso. Kill him now when he is righteous. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. And I tell you why it doesn't make sense. Because if we really will go by this theory, he's a child, let him grow, let him be a mafioso. After he will kill so many people, people will ask, why we didn't kill him when he was young? Why we let him kill so many people? Because we are mercy, we have rachamim on the wrong people. And look what happened in Israel. We have rachamim on the wrong people. The government, that some people vote for them. They made friendship with the Arabs. They give them everything that they want. They sell Medinat Israel. And we're thinking, this will never happen. It's happening in front of our eyes. And what we do about it? Nothing. We can change it. Because everything that's happened, it's because God is trying to awake us. Ding! In our ears. And how I can change it? Who am I? I'm nothing. I'm nothing! Do you know how many times a day you get, please read Shir Lama'alot L'Refuah Shlema of XYZ? We get so many times that sometimes we just don't look at it. We delete it right then and there. Wrong, don't do that. Because the tefillah, one Shir Lama'alot that takes you about 25 seconds to read, you can change the health of that person. One chapter of Tehillim that you read every day, you can change the results. 10,000 miles away from here in Eretz Israel, you can change your own life. But it's not cool. It takes me 2 minutes extra to be in Kenisa. I can't. I need to be free. Free? You want to be free of mitzvot? This is only after 120 years. Only after 120 years. Be'ezrat Hashem. Those days of Elul that, again, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself too. We need to awake. We need to face reality. We need to understand that the world needs to be changed. And I myself, every one of us, I have the power to change the entire world. I am the son of the king, not a regular king, the king of the kings. I have more power to do than everyone else. But all what we need to do, Azman harakat, as choda barakat. Do the first step. The second will come after that. And the third will follow. You do the first step, and God will help you to do more and more and more. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we all will understand it, and this will be Le'ilui Nishmot, all of Metei Israel. This will be L'Refuah Shlema of all the sick and injured people of Am Yisrael. And Be'ezrat Hashem, together, we will bring Mashiach to finally help us to come to the better Mikdash, to the better days. Amen. Amen. Thank you very much for joining us.